Chapter 20, The New Frontier and the Great Society. Unfair advantages. Black people were treated like shit because they looked like shit. JFK wasn't treated the same because he was Catholic. Main ideas. The Kennedy administration faced some of the most dangerous Soviet Union confrontations in American history. While Kennedy had trouble getting an idea for a new frontier passed, several goals were achieved. The demand for new how created new awareness of social problems, especially of matter of civil rights and the effect on poverty. Kennedy and Cold War. Kennedy became 35th president in January 1961. The people thought he was too inexperienced. Kennedy and Nixon took part of the first televised debate. Kennedy's success launched a new era. Kings was sentenced for months of labor for minor violation. News of this incident came to the immediate attention. African American voters helped Kennedy. JFK created the elite army called Special Forces. JFK approved of the CIA exiles to invade Cuba. 13 to 15,000 Cuban exiles supported U.S. military. Castro closed Cuban doors in 1962. Cuban population in Miami increased about 300,000. The New Frontier. Alan Shepard was the first American to travel to space. The entire trip took about 15 minutes. Kennedy set out his bold vision to process New Frontier. He had difficulty turning his dreams into realities. One domestic problem tackled was the economy. Unemployment hovered around 6%. Kennedy fulfilled the promise by creating a Peace Corps. 35,000 volunteers have served in 60 nations. He also created the Alliance of Progress. America invested $12 billion in Latin America. U.S. had been the first to send man to moon. To first send to man to moon. Yeah. Kennedy called the national assault on poverty. He cut taxes by over 10 billion. He was losing popularity because adversary of civil rights. Kennedy had gone to Texas to man political fences. Few moments later, he was shot in the head. Days later, TV became the window of the world. Lee Harvey Oswald was charged for the murder. A couple days, Lee was shot and killed. Dumbass. Lyndon Johnson then became the president of the U.S. The Great Society. Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Economic Opportunity Act. The law was the main offense of the war of poverty. John styled himself as a New Dealer, and Roosevelt helped him secure the key committee assignment. Johnson idolized Roosevelt and imitated his leadership style. He won the Democratic primary election for Senate. He proved himself as a master of third-party politics, and in 1955 he rose to the position of Senate Majority Leader. And this led to the passage of the Civil Rights Act. LBJ pressed his own agenda to elevate poverty or whatever that says. LBJ wanted to change America. He changed Social Security by establishing Medicare. Medicare provided hospital and low-cost medical insurance. Congress also made low-rent public housing. The Immigration Act in 1965 opened doors for immigrants, and Congress warned courts banned the state sanction prayer in public, and Congress passed a tax reduction over $10 billion. Johnson later then became known as the Hawk. The term literal hawk refers to a political liberal individual supporter of one of the devised wars in U.S. history. Kennedy challenged us Americans. LMK was arrested along 33 other black people. One event in the fall determined the course of the election, and he won fewer than 119,000 votes. Larry Alford established the Rob Stone Association for Retards. Larry was a high school dropout and visa volunteer. In 1964, most American people were in tune with Johnson. LBJ won the election by a landslide. JFK was an American politician who served as the 35th president of the United States. This guy basically killed him, and he was a sniper, which killed that JFK. Yeah. MLK. He was the leader of the African American Civil Rights Movement. LBJ was basically another American politician who served as the 36th president. King was arrested with 33 other black guys, and this led to Kennedy take action and made him who he was today. Now the movie. Okay.
In today's notes, we'll be looking at the presidency of John F. Kennedy and his system of domestic reforms known as the New Frontier. John F. Kennedy defeated Richard Nixon in the presidential election of 1960 by the smallest margin in nearly 100 years. His victory ushered in a new era in the White House. JFK was young and handsome. He had a beautiful wife, Jacqueline, and two adorable children, Caroline and John. His presidency was often compared to the story of Camelot, the idyllic story of King Arthur's court. The American public followed their every move and imitated the president and first lady. When people heard that JFK could read 1,600 words a minute, thousands of people enrolled in speed reading classes. Women imitated the First Lady's fashion, and the media reported on them like they would today's celebrities.
Okay.
After his election, John F. Kennedy selected his cabinet. When doing so, he decided to...
Oh, okay, shut up. It's 1 minute. Alright, so this is going to be my rap.
John F. Kennedy, very good president. He charged us Americans. Kennedy and Nixon, first made on TV. They were better than fat kids learning how to eat. But the step watch the new era. And now we got all of that stuff. Waiting on the killer. I think he's the road. Goddamn, no. I'm into his country because they can't have me. Got the weak brutality. Everything niggas were arrested. What the hell, man? Everything being arrested. When Mr. Kennedy found out, look up his hoes how to lick out. Right out. Kennedy and Nixon first appeared on TV. They were better than a fat kid who knew how to eat. But it's that much new era. And now we got early gas brothers ready to scare. I think we're never in the love. Just those you would know. Niggas got to get you a song. Kennedy and Nixon. Just wanna be. Start up, bitch. If you wanna get some beating. You would take a shot in the head. Straight bed. I never really nothing.
I mean, he's captified right now, but we just ended
Alright, now I gotta do my... Shut up. Yeah. Now I gotta do... Alright, Kennedy's success launched a new era. That's his ugly-ass picture. King was sentenced for months of labor for a minor violation. JFK created the elite army called Special Forces. JFK approved the CIA and exiles to invade Cuba. He had difficulty turning his dreams into reality. Castro closed Cuban doors in 1962. One domestic problem tackled was the economy. Unemployment hovered around 6%, and 35,000 volunteers, 35,000 served in 60 nations. And Alan Shepard was the first American to travel to space. And the entire trip took about 15 minutes, and I think I'm done. Except y'all bitches fucking kept talking. Oh shit, I gotta stop it.